Hello guys, hello ladies and gents, this is your newest installment of Romie Reports, and so this report is all about Nicki Minaj. Look, we know this week she decided to drop the album. I'm thankful for that. Only thing is, there's a lot of mess going on. I don't know if this is promo on other people's ends, on Nicki's end. I just know that some of this needs to stop. She said that it was going to chill out, but we're going to discuss some of the foolery that's happened so far. We can start things off with actually DJ Self. DJ Self from Power 105.1 and also from Love and Hip Hop. He's the Gwenning King, apparently. Not apparently, but you know that's his thing. He has Mariah, Lynn, Dream Doll are some of his acts. And what happened with him was apparently Nicki went to the station because she did an interview with DJ, was it Pro Style that she did one with? And well, the problem with that, the only problem with that is that Self, of course, he went, said hello, she said hello. Now, social media says two very different things. Social media from both parties are saying that Self was playing it off like, oh, you know, I don't have a problem with Nicki. For some reason, she has a problem with me. Nicki went on social media and talked about how DJ Self was bad-mouthing, you know, another female rapper to try and gain clout with her. And we all know she was talking about Cardi B. But in that reference, that Self was bad-mouthing Cardi in order to gain favor with Nicki, which really doesn't make sense at this point. And so Nicki was saying at some point in her Twitter rant that she was gonna go and sick her people on him, and she was gonna come back to the station with a bunch of people ready to go. And of course now DJ Envy, a couple other DJs at Power 105.1 were like, no. What you're not gonna do is, we're not gonna support you if you're gonna go and make threats, because in this day and time, stuff actually happens when people make threats. That's how the real world works. So I said, okay, that's fair enough, cool. But today, apparently Nicki said she's over it. She's just going to move forward. But that was also in the whole vein of this. Then we have Safaree. Nicki went to 97.1 to go and have an interview with Funkmaster Flex. And at some point during that interview, she talked about how she... it was a little weird because she did bring up the whole thing about her not having a ghostwriter and her being very proud of not having ghostwriters, her writing her own stuff, and how because one person in particular, as in Safaree, insinuated that she didn't just write her own stuff, that caused this spiral effect of people actually thinking that, oh, she's been lying all these years about that. And my thing is, then on Twitter, it was a mess, because then it goes back to the whole thing of Safaree stole money from her to buy prostitutes. Safaree talked about how Nicki actually stabbed him and how he had to tell the hospital that he was trying to kill himself, and that was the only way to make sure that she didn't go to jail for doing something like that, because he could have died the way that she did it. Remember, people, 4 years ago when she put out her third album, this information came out. So this isn't a situation where this is new information. All this information came out years ago. For some reason, people are acting like as if this is brand new. It surely isn't. You can plug out my charger. But I'm over here thinking, Nicki, we have an album rollout right now. Travis Scott is so happy about his first week sales and the support that he got that he's giving away $100,000. He's putting out merch, which adds to bundle deals. And Nicki, she may not go number one. And we know how important this album is to her and also to the fans. And so for it not to go number one and it to be the lowest sales, that's a big deal. And it's not even close. Right now, it's still potentially at a height of 165. That's including streams and physical sales. That's why you see on social media, that's why she's doing all of these different deals where because Sprint owns a third of Tidal. So Sprint this year confirmed that it was going to do more marketing stuff. So Nicki is one of the artists taking full advantage of that. And she's doing, again, bundle deals where for Tidal, you can get a couple of months free trial, and you can get a free digital download if you buy her merchandise, if you buy her posters, because you get a copy of the album. But you have to go and confirm that you want a copy of the album when you buy this other stuff so that it can count. Actually, no, it's not true. You automatically get one of those. The difference is when you buy a ticket, which, because I am going to her tour in New York in October, the problem with that is if you don't confirm that you want a physical copy or digital copy of the album, then it doesn't happen. It doesn't count. And so when people say, oh, you buy a ticket, you automatically know. You have to get that reimbursement. When she's doing these other stuff, because you automatically get one, so it automatically counts. It's the weirdest thing how people will literally buy everything else except for music or an album. I'll never understand that. I get at some point it became super easy and accessible to get music, so people found it very difficult to go and purchase it. But come on, the Barbs, that's a huge fandom, or I guess it's not called the Kingdom, because she's back to calling it the Barbs again. Not even the Ken dolls, just the Barbs. And the funniest thing to me is the Barbs have all of this mouth on social media, and say, oh my god, I love that album, I love the album. But the Barbs don't buy an album, the Barbs don't buy a ticket. It's not like the Barbs are broke. I mean, they're not rich, but they're not broke. They just like to go and get a retweet, get likes, get favorites, get views on their videos to show how much they love Nicki. And they do. All of that does help. But you're supposed to be buying these people's albums. You're supposed to be buying tickets to their shows. You're supposed to, at the very least, stream. Spotify gives you free stuff. All of the major streaming stuff, even if it's paid, gives you a free trial. So there's no excuse for some of you who will literally just go on social media and say how much you love the Queen, how much you love this artist or that artist. Because, like I said, there's a good chance Nicki may not come out as #1 in her first week sales of her album called Queen. And that, I don't care what anyone says, that will be a big hit to her ego. I know she's now above this all. She's above the stuff with Safaree. Oh, before I forget, the stuff with Safaree came head to head because she included Tyga in one of the Twitter back and forths when she was talking about the hairline. She said that she paid for Safaree's first hairline, and that she paid $10,000, and that's why. And so then it fell out because God doesn't like ugly. And it's crazy because he went to the same doctor that Tyga went. First of all, whoever he went to did a much better job. But both of them later on talked about how, first of all, it wasn't $10,000, it was $12,000. And apparently Safaree now is a book deal. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. What I'm trying to figure out is if Mona Scott was filming, because Safaree did bring up his point about how Nicki is upset at Mona for giving Safaree a job and for him being allowed to say all this stuff on her platform. Nicki is upset at DJ Self because Safaree and DJ Self are close friends. Nicki still cares, or it's just super petty, and that's why she won't let something small like this go. And I said, Safaree, it's a two-way street. It's the both of you. I understand you get to go and play this whole nonchalant mess, but you're a mess too. And I believe 50 to 60% of the stuff that you say most of the time, because you just kind of give off that energy like you say some stuff just to say some stuff. And people believe you because they like you better. That's the truth to the matter. People overall like Safaree's personality more than they like Nicki's. And so Safaree can be telling you a bunch of bull, or he could be telling you the truth. Either way, you're still going to say, well, okay. Well, Nicki has been bugging. Of course Nicki's been bugging. She's been bugging forever. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. But, like I said, she's apparently told us that she's going to move forward from this. She's going to not worry about this. She has an album to promote, even though all of this is promotion. And she has Queen Radio, so tomorrow we'll see what she says on there. She did because she also did an interview with Elliott Wilson, because of course he has a couple of stuff, Crown, I think it's the Crown podcast on Tidal, and there she talked about things like Fifi being added to the album, which makes a lot of sense because let's be real, Fifi is her biggest song going into the album, and you need those streams. Fifi is still doing numbers, but what people need to understand is it only counts this week. Any of the streams that Fifi had retroactively go onto the album in totality, which just means that when you're seeing the full numbers, Fifi will be added, but not for the first week's sales. It'll only be the streams that happen during this first week. Nicki is doing everything she can to make sure this album goes #1, and I'm happy about that. Because a lot of artists would say, okay, all right, let me just do this and do that, and what happens, happens. But no, she's like, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make this happen. I just hope she doesn't lose her mind in the process, because I know she was stressed before, and all this going on is not helping anything. So yeah, that's it. We talked about Tyga and Safaree's hairline, Safaree allegedly buying prostitutes, Safaree allegedly coming to her house during Christmas saying he wanted her back, or maybe Safaree said that about her. Apparently there's text messages, but it's crazy how 4 years has gone by and nothing has changed between them. It's the same stories, it's just a different time frame. They do miss each other. I don't think that they love each other, but they do miss each other. But you can miss someone and still not like them. So I think that's what's going on with them. So that's pretty much it. It's been a very entertaining news cycle. Not necessarily in the best way, but I'll take it. I will take it. So please like, comment, subscribe. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot. Mariah Lynn said that she was going to do a diss track. That she was going to go and hop on Sheether and do a diss track to Nicki Minaj, because it's like, how dare you come after DJ Self? He's actually done and helped people in this industry. Whereas, what have you done for people? I'm saying, first of all, DJ Self isn't an artist. He's a DJ. He's supposed to break artists. Nicki Minaj is an artist herself, and I do understand other artists do help others out, but rap's a little weird and funny, shaky. She's a female rapper, so things have been very different for her. And I'm looking at Mariah Lynn like, Mariah, if your music matched your tweets or how you argued with people, you'd be #1. So why don't you go and figure that out? Because then Dream Doll was brought into it as well. And I'm thinking, these are people, the last thing they need is smoke with small fan bases. Because they're not going to win. Because Mariah Lynn's phone number was brought up on Twitter. She had to change her phone number. I think someone said that Dream Doll's sex tape or nudes were leaked or recirculated. And then something regarding DJ Self and nudes. So this is the petty part of the barbs that's halfway entertaining, but also like, come on, how old are we? How old are we? But that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. This was, your next installment of your latest installment of Romie Reports, and I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned.